Well, here we go again. Another Hollywood celebrity has run for their life from that terrible place, full of hypodermic needles and human feces. As you know, or in case you didn't know, only a week ago, Mark Wahlberg gave an interview about how he moved to Nevada to give his kids a better life, which I thought was, commendable. But he was really polite about it in the interview. He didn't say it was for any reason like the fact the state looks like a complete third world country. Not unlike Susan Sarandon, for example, who hasn't held back at all and posted on her Twitter account a couple of days ago a video showing just how bad it is there. And needless to say, people did not like that she did this at all. Let's check it out. No, she hasn't fled the state, as far as I know. I mean, look at this. This is atrocious. But at least she's calling attention to one of the biggest problems plaguing the state. I mean, look at these shacks. You can't look at this and think anything other than it looks exactly like a third world country. In California, they pay you to be homeless there. It's absolutely ridiculous. And correction, I know I said California pays you to be homeless there. But as far as I know, it's not the entire state. It's just certain municipalities. Most likely just San Francisco and Los Angeles. But anyway, that brings us to the main person of the video, Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider?
Now, I know Rob Schneider movies were all pretty much terrible, but the guy's actually base as fuck. He's definitely worth a follow on his Twitter account. If you're on there. While he doesn't talk exclusively politics, thank God, he's actually, really level-headed and has common sense. He's definitely worth a follow. He has some really good takes sometimes. So anyway, comedian Rob Schneider is the latest Hollywood celebrity to flee from California. I don't want the Democratic Party trying to run my life. Former Saturday Night Live cast member and daddy-daughter trip actor-director Rob Schneider has recently revealed that he's moved from California to Arizona because he's had it with the Democratic Party. During a recent interview with Fox News, the comedian briefly weighed in on former Congresswoman and presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democratic Party, a decision Schneider himself made in the past. On Gabbard's decision to leave the party, the comedian said, "It shouldn't be such a shock. We don't get 10 parties, we get 2, And I really feel I don't want the Democratic Party trying to run my life. There's not one aspect of your life that they don't want to interfere with. So I had it with them," Schneider fervently declared. "I got out of California and moved to the slightly freer state of Arizona," the actor jokingly revealed, before briefly touching on the reason that made him change his opinion on the left-wing party. After jokingly emphasizing that he had to be a Democrat in the infamously liberal city of San Francisco, and cheekily asserting that the blue state's high taxes influenced his decision to move to Arizona, Schneider puts the blame entirely on California Governor Gavin Newsom. "Newsom pushed me over the edge," the comedian admitted. "I mean, it's just like, I don't think your life gets better in California. It gets worse." Another point of contention is cancel culture as a whole, which tends to negatively impact the careers of individuals who embrace traditionally conservative values, an issue particularly exacerbating for Hollywood actors like Schneider. Yeah, I love all this. This is good stuff. As an actor, you're always coming from a place you're trying to get work. But at a certain point, you have to worry. I'm in my 50s now, late 50s. I worry about the freedoms of my kids. I'm also a grandfather now, so at a certain point, You know something's wrong when people say, if you put God and family and country first, that's somehow controversial. How is that controversial? Yeah, I don't know, Rob. It's a good question. Shouldn't be. Interestingly, Rob Schneider mentions that most of his Hollywood friends are people who share his own conservative values, but choose to keep their politics to themselves because they are afraid it could jeopardize their careers. Well, that's intriguing. A lot of people that I'm friends with in Hollywood, they lean towards the right, but they're just scared of cancel culture because it really is like a mob of ideologues that you feel will attack you. And it's really not necessarily based on anything, but it's really like a religious architecture in their thinking. Yeah, so, say what you will about his bad movies, but they were still somewhat funny. And he's had a perfectly successful career. And unlike his other famous friends, I think it's pretty obvious who he's referring to if you've watched any of his work over the past 25 years. Unlike them, he's got the courage to speak out.
Sounds right.
Yeah, good for you, Rob. It's the smartest decision you ever made leaving that place. Anyway, that's it. Just let me know what you think of this, of Rob Schneider being yet another Hollywood celebrity who decided to flee California. And please consider subscribing, and please like the video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.
Now, Rob Schneider is a stapler.